This week, we talk about that really fun Spider-Man Superman crossover that, if it ever became an ongoing thing, would be super fun. We talk about the latest trailer for the Spider-Noir series coming out on May 27th on Amazon Prime. We talk about that super creepy Clayface trailer for that upcoming movie, and a whole lot more. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse. Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
That's the emergency alert.
This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. I'm Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Oxner.
And this week we are back to talk about all the fun stuff happening out there in the pop culture universe. But before we jump into that, Taylor, what have you been nerding out about this week, man?
This week I've been nerding out about all the shows that are out. I'm finally caught up with Invincible, Daredevil. I'm one episode behind in The Boys, and I've yet to start Darth Maul, but it's just, there's a lot going. So I feel like I'm almost there.
Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. It's fun when all the shows you love are back out, but then after this drought of shows, it's like, nah, do I have time to watch everything?
Yeah, especially when a lot of those shows are very adult, so I can't watch them with kiddies around.
Exactly.
So it's like I got to kind of squeeze them in where I can.
Yep. And it's hard to watch everything, past 9 or 10 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when all the shows that I'm watching are hour-long shows, too.
Yeah. Some of the more, not the typical nerdy sci-fi stuff we talk about, but some of these shows that I've been enjoying have come and gone already, like the new Malcolm in the Middle reboot and the new Scrubs reboot. The first season of those things are already done. Well, the Malcolm in the Middle was only a one and done 4-episode little mini series, which it was amazing. I loved it. Same with Scrubs, though. Its first season of the new show is already done. And I think back over to our nerdy stuff, Invincible is now done.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was the last episode when I was watching it of that season.
Yeah, part of me kind of wishes I didn't spend last summer reading the entire series because I know what's coming.
Yeah, so I haven't read the whole entire series. Where we're at right now in the show is basically where I started reading the book.
Okay.
But I barely remember a lot of it. But yeah, that ending, I thought, I was like, oh, it's fake again. And then it wasn't.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm super pumped for the Monster Girl storyline from where her and what's his name, the robot guy. Does he just go by Rex now after his
Yeah.
I'm super excited for the storyline with Monster Girl and Rex. And that's a good storyline, and I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't read it.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll do it as like a special, like they did with
The Adam Eve thing.
Adam Eve, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. Make it a little short movie or something.
Mm-hmm. And then you wouldn't have to cut so much time into the Invincible side of the storyline. I don't know. Just
That's
a
true.
thought.
Yeah, I guess I'll talk about what I'm nerding out about. There's been a couple of things this week. The first one is this past Wednesday, the Spider-Man Superman crossover came out, and it was so good. A month ago or so, the Superman Spider-Man, the one from DC, came out, and it was great. But this month, the Spider-Man Superman one came out from Marvel, and there were just so many good storylines in it. It was a big book, too, for a comic book. I read it in little spurts. I didn't read it all at once because it had about 7 or so short stories in it, and it was just a really fun read, and it made me kind of, bummed out that those characters don't always cross over because I really liked seeing a bunch of them together.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fun panel where Superman is with Spider-Man, and he X-rays Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's like, whoa, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm just checking that you don't have any kryptonite in your belt. And he's like, kryptonite in my belt? I'm your friend. Why would I have that? And it's just really funny because we all know Batman carries some.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a good read. My other nerding out, going back to shows we were talking about, this is a brand new show and it's on NBC, but have you seen any clips or maybe watched that new show called The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins?
No.
So it's Tracy Morgan from SNL and other things, and Daniel Radcliffe, aka Harry Potter, the most unlikely duo you would ever think of. And I don't even know what made me watch the first episode, but Emily and I are about 8 episodes in and we're hooked. It is so funny.
It's awesome.
Tracy Morgan's character is kind of a washed out former NFL football player who back in the day when it was, more illegal to do gambling and all this stuff, I guess he got caught in this gambling scandal. And ever since he's been trying to bring his life back to normal because the public hates him. His team lost the Super Bowl without him and all this stuff. And Daniel Radcliffe's character is an Oscar winning documentarian who also had a weird issue in the world of documentaries, and he kind of blew up on set and kind of got canceled from his career as well. And anyway, they're both kind of trying to help each other out at this point. Daniel Radcliffe's trying to make a new documentary about this guy that'll maybe put him back in a good light, but also put himself back in a good light in his documentary world. And anyway, it's the most unlikely duo ever, and it is so funny. I belly laugh multiple times each episode.
That's awesome.
Well, hey, let's talk about a little bit of news. Over with Marvel, I guess the unfortunate news of the week is we've all been expecting an Avengers Doomsday trailer, but they just kind of announced that we're probably not going to be seeing one until San Diego Comic-Con, which sucks. I want to see it so bad.
How far away is San Diego Comic-Con at this point?
Maybe 2.5 months, and the movie itself doesn't come out till December, and that would be around July.
Jeez.
I know. But, it'll be worth the wait, I'm sure, but I want to see it really bad.
Yeah.
Let's see, for people waiting with some anticipation on that new Spider-Noir show, which comes out on May 27th on Amazon Prime. A couple of days ago, they just released a new trailer for that. Have you had a chance to see the new trailer they put out?
No, I didn't.
It shows a little bit more action, and it shows a little bit more glimpses of some of the bad guys we're going to be seeing. And one of the interesting things was, well, we talked about this before, the show is going to be released in both color and black and white. And the trailer I saw was color, and his webs are black, and I just thought that was kind of cool. They looked really cool.
That's neat.
They also showed a very man-spider-looking character, which was kind of terrifying. And I don't know. I think the show's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it too. I'm hopefully optimistic.
Yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man, there's been all this chatter about what in the world is taking so long with the next installment of the Spider-Verse movies to come out. But I guess right now the big speculation and I guess some rumors are coming out about that movie and what's taken so long is we all know that Doomsday's coming out this year and a year after that Secret Wars is coming out. But it sounds like they're timing this movie to fall in line with those things because here's the latest rumor. It says that when Beyond the Spider-Verse finally comes out, it's going to connect directly into some of the events of Secret Wars, and the animated movie will show a little bit of the live action stuff. And the live action, when we get to Secret Wars, is going to be what finally pulls some of those characters from that movie into our greater MCU. All these speculations are even saying things like we'll see Spider-Man 2099 show up and he'll be played by Oscar Isaac, and we'll finally see a live action Miles, and we'll see some of our Spider-Men we've already seen, like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, and even a few other surprises. And after they, settle whatever is happening in Secret Wars, Miles will just kind of be left over, and that's how we finally get him in the new MCU. And again, this is all rumors and rumblings, but it was just kind of fun to read, and if that happens, I think it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds more than cool. That's epic.
I know. And it makes sense if you think about how the newer Secret Wars in the comics stuff happened. I
Yeah.
could totally see that happening.
Yeah.
For fans of X-Men 97, they finally put a release date out for season 2. It's going to premiere on June 13th. So we're about a month and a half, maybe a little over a month and a half away. That's not terrible at all. And I cannot wait to see it. Everything I've heard makes it sound like it's going to be kind of depressing, though. But still, I want to see it real bad.
It probably will be.
Jean.
Yeah. All the X-Men stuff, I think, is going to be kind of depressing.
Yeah. Some good news. There was a rumor coming out this past week in the nerd world that Insomniac has canceled the Venom game that's supposed to be spinning out of the Spider-Man games. But the creator came out and said, I have no idea what this rumor is coming from. This game is in active development right now as we speak. So for fans of those Spider-Man games, you're going to be getting a Venom game, and it is happening. It's not canceled. That sounds super fun.
It's awesome.
Over with DC, they've had a few announcements and a few trailers and a few other fun stuff come out. Did you have a chance to see that Clayface trailer last week?
No, I didn't know there was a trailer for that came out.
Okay, it just came out a few days ago, and holy dang, it looks terrifying and it looks amazing. And I can see elements from the animated series, and people who have been working on it said it's going to draw some inspiration from that horror movie that came out last year called The Substance, which makes
Okay.
perfect sense if you know anything about that movie. In that movie, it's people taking these shots to beautify themselves. And so, if you know the origin of Clayface, one of his origins was an actor with a pretty face that his face gets all jacked up. So these chemicals try to fix it and it goes awry. So I could see those two movies having something in common.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, definitely when we're done here, you got to check that trailer out. It is haunting.
Okay.
Someone took some screenshots and put them side by side with some screenshots from the animated series. That animated series is one of the best animated series of all time, and to
Mhm.
see this movie look like it is truly inspired from that, it gives me a lot of hope that I didn't necessarily have. I didn't have negative feelings about it, I just didn't think about it that much, and now I'm thinking about how good it's probably gonna be.
I think James Gunn is a huge fan of the animated series.
Oh, I'm sure as much as he loves DC and as good of a DC property that is, I can't see him not loving that.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll get other, like, animated series style kind of things because of this, if this does well.
It's funny you say that. So obviously there's a DC character in the Superman comics and cartoons and stuff called Maxima, and we've seen her in the books obviously, and we've seen her in the cartoons, but the new Man of Tomorrow movie just cast the character Maxima, which is a total, deep cut for comic and cartoon fans, but she's going to be played by the actress Adria Arjona, and yeah, just thinking of all these side deep cut characters, there's another one that just got cast.
Yeah.
This was kind of weird. People noticed this past week that DC Studios has removed the trailer for the new Lanterns series. They've removed it from every possible place you can go find it. They've just taken it down. And no one knows why. You can't see it on their social media or their YouTube. You're only finding it on other people's YouTubes and things, and no one knows why. So people are like, what is this? Is this bad news for that series? But on the other flip side, they released the first image of Hal Jordan where you can kind of see his Green Lantern costume.
Oh, okay.
So people are just wondering what the heck is going on here. Why are we doing this? Why do we take all these trailers down? Maybe to get us talking about it.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, over with Star Wars, we know that next week, May 4th shows up. And to nerds like me, that is, kind of a nerd holiday. A bunch of Star Wars stuff comes out. I know where I work. My whole department dresses as some kind of a Star Wars character. We're nerds. It's fun. So in the area, I was able to receive these tickets that, first of all, I was super pumped because I was like, oh my gosh, I got these tickets to go see Mandalorian and Grogu early, like 3 weeks early. So pumped, so excited. And then you and I were talking. I was like, yeah, you got to come with me. Let's go. And you asked me what time. So I look into the ticket and I see the time, but I also see the fine print that this is not the full movie. This is a 25 to 30-minute preview. And I'm like, what? No, come on. But having said that, that's going to happen on May the 4th. And I'm probably going to still go because you get a free poster and I want it. But on May the 4th, I will know what about 25 minutes of that movie is going to be like. And I don't know. It's probably just going to make me impatient for 3 weeks to fly by so I can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
For fans of the Ahsoka series, as well as some of the, older Star Wars video games, the character Starkiller is supposedly going to show up in Ahsoka Season 2. And first of all, if that's true, that's amazing. This will be his first in canon, not Legends appearance. But second, that whole son of Mortis and daughter of Mortis storyline from season 1 would kind of put Ahsoka as the new daughter and Starkiller as the new son. And for deep cut Star Wars fans like me, that is so cool. I hope it's true. And I hope that they get Sam Witwer to play him, the guy that does his voice in the games and stuff, because he looks like him. So how cool would that be for him to play
It's
it?
the Force Awakens games?
The Force Unleashed, I think.
Force Unleashed. That's what it was
Yeah.
called. That's what I meant. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Well, elsewhere out there in the pop culture universe, for fans of Star Trek, they just announced that the season 4 premiere of Strange New Worlds comes July 23rd. So we finally have a date for that. For fans of Transformers and G.I. Joe and all those, Hasbro properties. There's been this long rumored G.I. Joe Transformers crossover, especially when you look at the post-credit scene in one of the recent movies. But the rumor is finally a thing that is reality because they just announced the crossover is actually in development right now. So that'll be super fun when that comes out. The G.I. Joe Transformers crossover movie.
Is that the end of Bumblebee? Or is that the one with the dinosaurs? Dinobots?
It was
Was it the Beast Wars one?
It's the one that had Pete Davidson as a voice in it. Okay, yeah, it was the Beast one. It was in the
Beast
Rise of the
Wars.
Beast movies. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was like, know it's when before they did after the Michael Bay ones, and it's the reboot, but I didn't remember which one it was.
Yep. At the post-credit scene, we learned about G.I. Joe being part of that universe, and I guess they're finally working on it, so that'll be awesome to watch.
Yeah, wasn't there like a plan for like a Hasbro verse where it
I
was
think
like
so.
with even I don't know what were the other Hasbro properties?
We've got, Transformers, G.I. Joe. Is He-Man one of those properties? Does that sound right?
I don't think so. I want to
But
say
yeah,
it was a few odd ones, but if you told me what they were, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right. Isn't Rom one?
could be. I don't remember all of them for some reason.
For some reason, I'm like drawing a blank. I remember that they're what were they called? Micronauts? Yeah, the Micronauts, right?
Okay. My Little Ponies is one of them.
Yeah. I think it's his own thing. But anyway, there was supposed to be like a Hasbro-verse movie.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd watch it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, for fans of Lord of the Rings, there is a new, not the kind of prequel sort of middle of the old movies movie called The Search for Gollum. We know that's coming, and that takes place in the middle of the movies that already exist. But there's a new sequel movie in the works, and they've called it Lord of the Rings Shadow of the Past. And the big rumor about that is Sean Astin is rumored to play a big role in this, returning as Sam. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, that is cool. I love him.
Me too. The loyal friend to the end.
Mm-hmm.
We all need a Sam.
Mm-hmm.
For some 90s animation fans, the Fern Gully movie, if you remember that one, is being remade into a live action movie.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that. I love that movie.
I loved it too. I'm interested to see, will they make it modern times? Will they make it a period piece to the times when it came out? I hope they make it modern.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Would it make that much of a difference if it was modern?
I guess not, other than being relatable, I guess. But when you think about it, that kind of topic is always relatable. People need to take care of this planet.
Yeah. It's about saving the rainforest. That's still a thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Ooh.
Tone Loc will come back and reprise the voice for the lizard.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Too bad Robin Williams won't be able to come back, though, for Batty.
I know. That's such a bummer.
Yeah.
So The Phantom, that comic strip, which was also a movie in the 90s with Billy Zane,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like that's being remade into a new live action series. I don't recall what platform, Netflix or Amazon or whatever, but that is being developed into a series. And I think that'll be fun to watch as well.
Yeah, hopefully it's good.
Yeah. That one definitely needs to be a period piece.
Yeah, I don't think that character works. Well, they did like the futuristic version of them, like the Phantom 2049 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you update it, you have to really update it, but then
Right.
it's unrecognizable. I mean, I think it can be done. It just needs to you need to give it the whole Marvel thing.
Yeah.
And
Make it fresh and modern fresh and modern feel, not time period.
yeah,
I mean, in the way like the first Captain America was amazing and fresh and modern, even though
yeah.
it was set back in the day.
I think you could do that and then bring it into the present day.
Yeah.
I think that's how you do that. But
Yep.
I can't imagine it being just, well, here we are in the present day and I'm still look like this.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be like armor or like, something different than the skin tight,
The
I
spandex.
guess if it looked like Black Panther's suit,
Uh-huh.
I think that's how you do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does look more modern.
You know what I mean? If you do the skin tight thing, you do it that way.
I've honestly never read or seen any of them where he's pulled into the future stuff. I've only seen the vintage 1940s or whatever that time period was stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem 2, we know
Yes.
that that's on the way. The first one was amazing. There was that Paramount Plus series that, bad nerd here. I have not gone to watch it yet. I need to at some point. Maybe I can convince my kids to watch it with me over the summer here. But part 2, they just released a little bit more information about it. And they said that in this, we are going to see both their version of Shredder and Krang. So that's awesome. We'll see a glimpse of Dimension X and all that stuff. And yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's exciting.
We know that The Mummy 4 is coming with Brendan Fraser and a lot of that old cast coming back. But two things they announced about this movie. One, the villain is going to be played by Henry Cavill, so that's pretty cool. And two, it's going to release October 15th, 2027. So that's not too far away. That's just, around Halloween next year.
Yeah.
But Henry Cavill as the villain, that's going to be awesome. Him and Brendan Fraser in the same movie, I'm pretty down for that.
Yeah, it's really cool, actually.
Well, locally, gosh, there's a lot of stuff locally happening just this coming weekend. First, I want to give a cool shout out to our friend of the show, Mr. Mike Gladney, who runs the Comic Coffee House in Olathe. He's been on our podcast several times. A little while back when his shop did trivia nights, we would go help host that with him and whatnot. But him and a partner in this, a guy named Israel Roche, they just created their own indie comic, and it's called The Other Guys. And I went and picked it up. It's really awesome. It's just about some normal dudes who they're not super powered. They're just really skilled and they kind of, take care of things. But I think that's really cool. He had this vision of making a comic and he did. And it's out now and you can go pick it up at their shop. And that's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then for any listener anywhere in the country, this weekend, Saturday, May the 2nd, is Free Comic Book Day nationwide. So go find your local comic book shop and go grab some of those free books. And, while you're there, if you can, support your shop and get some of their other books. But it's Free Comic Book Day. There's no prerequisite. You can just go to any of these shops and grab some books, and it's super fun. I love doing it every year. My kids love it. And yeah, go find your local comic book shop and get you some free books.
Yeah, that's cool. We'll probably take Miles to his first one this year.
Oh, that's awesome. And then my final thing on the list locally here this weekend is also St. Joe RetroCon. That's coming up in St. Joseph, Missouri. It's Saturday and Sunday. They're going to have some really cool retro guests from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle franchise, Resident Evil, some really cool anime and animation guests, some cool artists, some cosplayers. It's a small and affordable event. If you have the time and you're in the area, go check it out. But hey, that is all the news for this week. So hopefully you guys find something fun to watch and go grab some free books this weekend. But as for us here at the Taylorverse, I've been Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Oxner.
And come back next week, guys. Same Taylor channel, same Taylor time.
Bye.
Bye.